Refueling truck is on its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it. Fuel truck is in position. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it. Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Gardermoen clearance. Ryanair 738, we are at stand 80. Request clearance to Nautaden. With information Foxtrot.
Ryanair 738, clear to Nautaden. Expect Adler 7 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 140. Then is filed. Squawk 6566.
Cleared to Nautaden. Expect Adler 7 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 140. Then is filed. Squawk 6566. Ryanair 738.
Ryanair 738, readback is correct. Contact Gardermoen ground 121.9 when ready.
When ready 121.9. Ryanair 738.
Gardermoen clearance. Scandinavian 1465, request clearance to Kastrup, gate 77, with information Foxtrot.
Scandinavian 4785, clear to Kastrup. Expect Vipa 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then is filed. Squawk 6563.
Crew bus is coming.
Clear to Kastrup. Expect Vipa 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then is filed. Squawk 6563. Scandinavian 1465.
Scandinavian 4043, readback is correct. When ready, contact Gardermoen ground 121.9.
When ready, Gardermoen ground 121.9. Scandinavian 4785.
Crew boarding starting. Your passenger's bus is coming. Passengers boarding starting.
Gardermoen clearance. KLM 1204. With information Golf. Request clearance to Schiphol. We are at gate 69.
KLM 1204, clear to Schiphol. Expect Vipa 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then is 5. Squawk 6557.
Clear to Schiphol. Expect Vipa 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then is filed. Squawk 6557. KLM 1204.
KLM 1204, readback is correct. When ready, contact Gardermoen ground 121.9.
Gardermoen ground 121.9. Will contact when ready. KLM 1204.
Garden clearance. November Oscar Zulu 762 with information golf. Request clearance to vans. Stand 902.
November Oscar Zulu 762, clear to vans. Expect right 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 100, Dennis 5. Squawk 0146.
Clear to vans. Expect ride 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 100, Dennis filed. Squawk 0146, November Oscar Zulu 762.
November Oscar Zulu 762, readback is correct. Contact when ready, Garden ground 121.9.
When ready 121.9, November Oscar Zulu 762. Garden clearance. November Oscar Zulu 540, request clearance to SOA. Gate 45. With information golf.
November Oscar Zulu 540, clear to Solar. Expect Vipa 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330, Dennis 5. Squawk 6555.
Clear to SOA. Expect Vipa 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330, Dennis filed. Squawk 6555, November Oscar Zulu 540.
November Oscar Zulu 540, readback is correct. Contact Garden on ground 121.9 when ready.
Garden on ground 121.9, will contact when ready. November Oscar Zulu 540.
Passengers bus is coming. Passengers boarding started.
Garden and clearance. November Oscar Zulu 14906. You are at gate 76. Request clearance to Charles de Gaulle. With information Golf.
November Oscar Zulu 14906. Clear to Charles de Gaulle. Expect Vipa 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then as filed. Squawk 6455.
Clear to Charles de Gaulle. Expect Vipa 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then as filed. Squawk 6455. November Oscar Zulu 14906.
November Oscar Zulu 14906. Readback is correct. Contact government ground 121.9 when ready.
Contact government ground 121.9 when ready. November Oscar Zulu 14906.
Cardamom clearance. Scandinavian 277. Request clearance to Flesland. Gate 45. With information Golf.
Scandinavian 277. Clear to Flesland. Expect Atlas 7 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 320. Then as filed. Squawk 6553.
Cleared to Flesland. Expect Atlas 7 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 320. Then as filed. Squawk 6553. Scandinavian 277.
Scandinavian 277. Readback is correct. Contact when ready government ground 121.9.
Gardner ground 121.9. Will contact when ready. Scandinavian 277.
Garden on clearance. November, Oscar Zulu 414, with information. Golf. Request clearance to Vigor. We are at gate 69er.
November, Oscar Zulu 414, clear to Vigor. Expect Echo 7 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then S5. Squawk 6452.
Clear to Vigor. Expect Echo 7 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then S5. Squawk 6452. November, Oscar Zulu 414.
November, Oscar Zulu 414, readback is correct. Contact when ready, government ground 121.9.
121.9 when ready. November, Oscar Zulu 414.
Government clearance. Scandinavian 364, with information Golf. Request clearance to Vans. We are at gate 45.
Scandinavian 364, clear to Vents. Expect right 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then S5. Squawk 6547.
Clear to Vans. Expect right 6 Delta departure runway 19 right. Initial climb flight level 330. Then as filed. Squawk 6547, Scandinavian 364.
Scandinavian 364, readback is correct. Contact government ground 121.9 when ready.
Contact government ground 121.9 when ready. Scandinavian 364.
Garden on ground. Rhino 738. We are at stand 80. Ready for push and engine start.
Ryanair 738, clear for push and engine start.
Clear for push and engine start. Ryanair 738.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Scandinavian 811, contact government tower 118.3.
118.3. Scandinavian 811. Garden on ground. KLM 1204. Request taxi.
KLM 1204, taxi to holding point, runway 19 right. Via Quebec Sierra Papa November, Alpha 9.
Release parking brakes, please.
Taxi to holding point runway 19 right.
Commencing
Via Quebec Sierra Papa November.
all engines
Alpha 9. KLM 1204. Gardermoen ground. Weezer 1783, runway vacated.
Weezer 1783, taxi to gate 41, via Bravo 5 Tango Lima.
Taxi to gate 41, via Bravo 5 Tango Lima, Weezer 1783.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Gardermoen ground. Ryanair 738, request taxi.
Ryanair 738, taxi to holding point runway 19 arrived, via Delta Hotel Yankee Victor November Alpha 9.
Taxi to holding point runway 19 right. Via Delta Hotel Yankee Victor, November Alpha 9, Ryanair 738.
I'm looking here.
November Oscar Zulu 624, contact Gardermoen Tower 118.3.
Contact Gardermoen Tower 118.3. November Oscar Zulu 624.
Connected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Ryanair 738, taxi to holding point runway 19 arrived, via Delta Papa November Alpha 9. Ryanair 738, taxi to holding point runway 19 arrived, via Delta 1 Yankee Victor November Alpha 9.
Taxi to holding point runway 19 right. Via Delta 1 Yankee Victor, November Alpha 9, Ryanair 738.
Gardermoen ground. Wider 172, runway vacated.
Hydro 172, taxi to stand 324, via Tango Papa Mike Alpha 6 Charlie 2 Charlie, hold short of runway 01 left 19 right.
Taxi to stand 324. Via Tango Papa Mike Alpha 6 Charlie 2 Charlie, hold short of runway 01 left 19 right, Hydro 172.
Ryanair 738, taxi to holding point runway 19 arrived, via Yankee Papa November Alpha 9.
Taxi to holding point runway 19 right. Via Yankee Papa November Alpha 9, Ryanair 738.
Scandinavian 364. Contact Gardermoen Tower 118.3.
Contact Gardermoen Tower 118.3, Scandinavian 364. Gardermoen ground. November Oscar Zulu 822. Stand 504, request taxi.
November Oscar Zulu 822. Taxi to holding point runway 19 right. Via November Alpha 7.
Taxi to holding point runway 19 right. Via November Alpha 7, November Oscar Zulu 822.
KLM 1204. Contact Gardermoen Tower 118.3.
Contact Gardermoen Tower 118.3. KLM 1204.
Viber 172. Contact Gardermoen Tower 118.3.
Contact Gardermoen Tower 118.3, Wider 172. Gardermoen ground. Scandinavian 488, request taxi.
Scandinavian 488. Taxi to holding point runway 19 right. Via Quebec Sierra Papa November Alpha 9.
Taxi to holding point runway 19 right. Via Quebec Sierra Papa November Alpha 9. Scandinavian 488.
Line F738. Contact Gardermoen Tower 118.3.
118.3. Liner 738.
Gardermoen ground. Wider 172, runway vacated.
Wider 172. Continue taxi.
Gardermoen Tower. Ryanair 738. Runway 19 right, ready for departure.
Ryanair 738. Wind 155 degrees at 6 knots. Runway 19 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 19 right, cleared for takeoff. Ryanair 738.
KLM 1204. Contact Bodo Center 118.55.
Contact Bodo Center 118.55. KLM 1204.
Knots.
Ryanair 738. Contact Bodo Center 118.55.
Bodo Center 118.55. Ryanair 738. Bodo Center. Ryanair 738. Level 7. Delta departure. Passing 3,600, climbing to flight level 140.
Ryanair 738, radar contact. Continue climb flight level 140.
Continue climb flight level 140. Ryanair 738.
Scandinavian 1468, clear tidal transition.
Clear tidal transition. Scandinavian 1468.
Scandinavian 1468, continue descent 3500.
Continue descend 3500. Scandinavian 1468.
Ryanair 738, expect visual approach runway 30.
Expect visual approach runway 30. Ryanair 738.
Ryanair 738, when ready descend and maintain 2100, QNH 1013.
When ready descend and maintain 2100, QNH 1013. Ryanair 738.
Auto Center. November Oscar Zulu 822 Mace 6, Delta departure. Passing 2,700, climbing to flight level 100.
November Oscar Zulu 822, radar contact. Continue climb flight level 100.
Continue climb flight level 100. November Oscar Zulu 822.
Scandinavian 1468, cleared LS approach, runway 19 left. Report established on localizer.
Cleared ALS approach, report established on localizer. Scandinavian 1468. Scandinavian 1468, established on localizer.
Scandinavian 1468, continue approach.
Continue approach. Scandinavian 1468.
Scandinavian 1468, contact Garderman Tower 118.3.
Garderman Tower 118.3, Scandinavian 1468. Auto Center. Scandinavian 488, May 6 Delta departure. Passing 3,000, climbing to flight level 330.
Scandinavian 488, radar contact. Continue climb flight level 330.
Continue climb flight level 330. Scandinavian 488.
Beeline 2283, descend 5000. Speed 180.
Descend 5000, speed 180, Beeline 2283.
Airfront 1774, descend flight level 90.
Descend flight level 90. Air France 1774.
Beeline 2283, clear title transition.
Clear title transition, Beeline 2283.
Beeline 2283, continue descent 3500.
Continue descent 3500, Beeline 2283. Level Center, ICR 323, F 7 Delta departure, passing 3000 climbing to flight level 330.
ICR 323, identified. Continue climb flight level 330.
Continue climb flight level 330, ICR 323.
Beeline 2283, cleared at LS approach, runway 19 left. Report established and localized.
Cleared ILS approach, report established on localizer, Beeline 2283.
November, Oscar Zulu 543, descend flight level 190.
Descend flight level 190, November Oscar Zulu 543. Beeline 2283, established on localizer.
Beeline 2283, continue approach.
Continue, Beeline 2283.
November, Oscar Zulu 543, contact Oslo approach 120.45.
Contact Oslo approach 120.45. November Oscar Zulu 543.
Beeline 2283, contact Garden and Tower 118.3.
Garden Main Tower 118.3 beeline 2283.
Athens 1774, speed 210.
Speed 210. Air France 1774.
Scandinavian 806, descent flight level 190.
Descent flight level 190. Scandinavian 806.
Scandinavian 277, expect Passu 3 November arrival Gilbert Tram Station at LS Whiskey approach, runway 17.
Expect Passu 3 November arrival Gilbert transition at LS Whiskey approach runway 17. Scandinavian 277.
Scandinavian 277, descent flight level 190.
Descent flight level 190. Scandinavian 277.
Scandinavian 806, contact us to approach 120.45.
Contact also approach 120.45. Scandinavian 806.
Beeline 2283, descent flight level 190. Danish 545, descent flight level 190.
Descent flight level 190. Danish 545.
Danish 545, contact Oslo, approach 120.45.
Oslo approach 120.45. Danish 545.
Ryanair 738, turn left heading 095.
Left heading 095. Ryanair 738.
Ryanair 738, turn left heading 145.
Left heading 145. Ryanair 738.
Scandinavian 4043, expected if 2 Quebec arrival Epic transition ALS Zulu approach, runway 10.
Expected if 2 Quebec arrival Orbit transition ALS Zulu approach runway 10. Scandinavian 4043.
Scandinavian 4043, when ready descend flight level 1900.
When ready descend flight level 190. Scandinavian 4043.
November, Oscar Zulu 9994, fly heading 180.
Fly heading 180. November, Oscar Zulu 9994.
Ryanair 738, fly heading 130.
Fly heading 130. Ryanair 738.
2500.
November, Oscar Zulu 633, descend flight level 190.
Descend flight level 190. November Oscar Zulu 633.
Scandinavian 1465, contact Malmö center 118.0.
118.0. Scandinavian 1465.
November, Oscar Zulu 633, contact Oslo approach 120.45.
Contact Oslo approach 120.45. November Oscar Zulu 633.
Air France 1774, continue descent 5000.
Continue descent 5000. Air France 1774.
Willing 8539er, contact Copenhagen center 119.43.
Copenhagen Center 119.43. Willing 8539.
Ryanair 738, turn left heading 020.
Left heading 020. Ryanair 738.
Caution, terrain.
Over center. November Oscar Zulu 762, Live 6 Delta departure. Passing 2,300, climbing to flight level 100.
Caution, terrain. Caution.
November Oscar Zulu 762, identified. Continue climb flight level 100.
Pull up. Caution, terrain.
Continue climb flight level 100. November Oscar Zulu 762.
Ryanair 738, turn left heading 360.
Left heading 360. Ryanair 738.
Ryanair 738, turn right heading 025.
Right heading 025. Ryanair 738.
Ryanair 738, fly heading 360.
Fly heading 360. Ryanair 738.
Ryanair 738, turn right heading 360. Cleared visual approach runway 30. Report runway in sight.
Right heading 360. Cleared visual approach, report runway in sight. Ryanair 738. Ryanair 738, runway in sight.
Ryanair 738, continue approach.
Continue approach. Ryanair 738.
November, Oscar Zulu 994. Contact Copenhagen Center 119.43.
119.43. November, Oscar Zulu 994.
November, Oscar Zulu 1307. Descend flight level 190.
Descend flight level 190. November Oscar Zulu 1307.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain.
Ryanair 738, wind calm. Cleared to land, runway 30.
Clear to land. Runway 30. Ryanair 738.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain.
Airspeed, hold. Airspeed, hold.
Caution, terrain. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain.
November Sierra Zulu 3230, descend flight level 190.
Terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull
Descend
up.
flight level 190. November Sierra Zulu 3230.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Beeline 2284, contact Copenhagen Center 119.43.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain.
Copenhagen Center 119.43. Beeline 2284.
Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
November Sierra Zulu 948, contact Mama Center 118.0.
Contact Mama Center 118.0. November Sierra Zulu 948.
November Sierra Zulu 3230, continue descent flight level 90.
Continue descent flight level 90. November Sierra Zulu 3230.
Scandinavian 4043, contact solar approach 119.6.
Contact solar approach 119.6. Scandinavian 4043.
November, Oscar Zulu 1307, contact Oslo approach 120.45.
Contact Oslo approach 120.45. November Oscar Zulu 1307.
November Sierra Zulu 277, expected at 3 Mike arrival Bravo transition at LS approach runway 19 left.
Expected at 3 Mike arrival Bravo transition ILS approach runway 19 left. November Sierra Zulu 277.